Good evening and welcome to the news on DBS television. It is 7 p.m. here in Douala, the economic capital of the country. My name is Genda Pelgin Blanche King. To begin today's edition of the 7 p.m. English newscast, Chad is celebrating its 62nd anniversary of independence from France. Every August 11, the African country sets out to celebrate or acknowledge the efforts of forefathers of the land in acknowledging freedom from France. Details with Rugia Tububa.
This August 11, 2022, the Republic of Chad celebrates its 62nd anniversary of its accession to international sovereignty. The country gained autonomy in 1960 after it was colonized by France in the 1890s through a military quest. The Chadian president Mahamat Idriss Deby took the opportunity to speak to the nation about the inclusive national dialogue. During his message to the nation, the president of the Transitional Military Council, who has led the country since April 2021, undertook to devote the sovereignty of the inclusive national dialogue, which opens on August 2020 to allow a return to constitutional order. On August 11, 1960, Chad gained full independence and Francois Tombalbaye became the country's first president. He ruled with an iron fist until his assassination in 1975 that was carried out by members of the Chadian military. Ever since, the Sahel country has never been peaceful nor witnessed a smooth transition of power. Despite the issues since independence, this day has become a popular holiday in Chad. Celebrations include parades, speeches, music and dances. The Republic of Chad is a landlocked country with gold and uranium as its natural resources. It is bordered by the Central African Republic, Nigeria, Libya, Niger and Sudan.
Dozens of armed attackers have freed over 800 prisoners from a jail in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo in the city of Butembo, killing 2 police officers and a civilian. Rugia Tububa once more.
Over 800 inmates have escaped from a prison in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo after gunmen staged a jailbreak in which at least 2 policemen were killed. According to a military spokesman, armed men attacked Kakwangura Central Prison in the town of Butembo. The ambush was said to have been carried out by the Allied Democratic Force, a terror group affiliated with the Islamic State in the Central African province that has been committing atrocities for years in Congo. Escapes are common from Congo's overcrowded and poorly secured prisons. In October 2020, another rebel attack on the Kakbayi prison caused about 1,300 detainees to escape in Beni in the North Kivu province. The east of the Democratic Republic of Congo, a vast country, has been unstable for decades. Scores of armed groups roamed the region, many of them a legacy of 2 regional wars that glittered at the end of the last century. The rebels launched the attack on the prison based on information that women prisoners associated with their group will be transferred from Beni to Butembo, a city in North Kivu province.
Cameroon has been facing constant price hikes in most markets. That's the prices of most basic commodities in markets here in Cameroon have risen, and it continues to rise. Cameroonians fear that if this continues, it might lead to a food crisis in the future. To combat or fight against the food crisis, which may affect the country, the government has been assuming measures to fight the rising prices in the markets. The government of Cameroon has announced a move to cut down on the export of multiple products. This move, of course, is to handle the price hikes. Back home, government spokesperson Rene Emmanuel Sadi was speaking recently while leading a group of ministers as they addressed the price hikes attributed to the Russian-Ukraine war, alongside government measures to combat price hikes, the minister tasked citizens back home to consume more of home products as they plan to limit the importation of the importation and exportation of some goods. The new measures will be carried out through the new import substitution policy. Listen to Minister Rene Manuel Sadi in the following excerpt selected by Ate Bonaventure.
So the measure which has been taken by the government was just to, to assist, to help the population. And I have said it clearly, it's not the final solution. The final solution is to be able to produce more. But at the same time, it's very important, to say it. If you have to produce, but you have to produce on competitive cost. We have some example with local products who are more expensive than imported products. So we have to take care on that aspect surely and confirm it. Our measures were efficient, very efficient. My colleague of Water Energy has explained the subsidies paid by the government on oil products. And we have seen that if I take the example of cooking gas, the price of a bottle, 6,500 francs. If there was no subsidies, the cost will be 14,000 francs. The difference is very high. So it's clear for me, and I am sure that for the population it's clear that, yes, it was important to take those measures.
That was rather Minister of Trade, who was also part of the emergency meeting to adopt measures to fight against the rising prices of basic commodities in the country. He was talking about the effects of the Russian-Ukraine war to the economy of Cameroon. Now let's listen to government spokesperson Rene Manuel Sadi as he emphasizes that citizens of Cameroon will have to feed more on homemade produce rather than relying on things imported or exported from or within or brought into the country. Listen to him in the following excerpt.
The Russian-Ukrainian war, unfortunately, came to further jeopardize this gradual recovery of the world economy. This situation has led to major disruptions and breakdowns in the global and regional supply chains of products, marked by the rising cost of inputs and other products and the increase in maritime freight rates. With regard to other products, the government has taken some easy measures, including the exemption of reduction of taxes and custom duties on the imports of certain products that are mainly affected by the risk of inflation, including wheat, iron products, crude palm oil, rice, fish, construction materials, just to name a few. In addition to this, it is worth mentioning the decision to reduce the down payment of income tax by 50%, as well as the suspension of the withholding tax on sales for many sectors.
Cameroonian banana and plantain producers have been brainstorming on how to ameliorate their output in quality and quantity. They met recently with a group of Nigerian producers to exchange ideas on best practices in a meeting chaired by Cameroon's Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development. Ate Bonaventure tells us more.
Despite being sensible to climate change, banana and plantain remain on the top position in the classification of highly consumed food products in Cameroon. The meeting between stakeholders of the sector and their Nigerian counterparts at the Ministry of Agriculture was aimed at harnessing efforts in seeking lasting solutions to problems plaguing the sector.
We're happy today to have a win-win partnership between the Association of the Actors of Banana Plantain and AFTED from Nigeria. You know that the banana plantain sector have some challenges. The challenges of the post-harvest losses.
Challenges in the banana plantain sector include scarcity and high cost of inputs, poor post-harvest management, poor transportation network, and inadequate transformation.
They come not only to help us to process the production, but also to produce a good flour for local consumption and international consumption. And we are happy to have this solution. It's coming from the private sector.
There are prospects of higher productivity and increase in profitability, but on condition that all those involved in the value chain must be able to play their role by applying best practices and implementing the advice of experts.
Municipal authorities of the Douala One Council have frowned at what they term uncivic financial attitude of denizens not respecting their financial duties. This was during the ordinary session organized yesterday, attended by DBS TV, Mange Venatius.
In an ordinary session of the Douala One municipality, August 10th, 2022, councillors and municipal executive met to evaluate the budget at mid-term of the 2022 financial year as of July 31st, 2022. Presiding the session, the Mayor, Jean-Jacques Lenge Malapa, raised the incivic attitude of many within the municipality in relation to meeting up with their financial duties. He stated that such are unhealthy and a sign of irresponsibility towards the development of the subdivision. It was pointed out that the council has restructured its budget as an extra revenue was received from the states, thereby giving the council the strength to push further in ameliorating the living conditions of the population. To this, the mayor considered the exercise as one that will reshape their performance.
It is a council session that has helped us to be informed and to take corrective measures.
This is the same conclusion the senior divisional officer for Vuri Division, Mbutu Benjamin, has as he sees the council on a right path with a 41.72% revenue at mid-term.
I believe that they are on a good footing because when we analyze the revenue produced, I should say we are confident and optimistic with a 40% revenue as of July 31st. It's already a good sign.
The administrator equally challenged them to improve in the field in matters such as hygiene and sanitation and fighting urban disorder within the municipality. He insists that all these are for a better living condition of the population. It should be noted that this session was equally used for the budgetary orientation in view of next year.
The new bleaching drink introduced lately by Member of Parliament Honorable Noran Fotsing of the PCRN political party has raised worries and criticisms from government officials and Cameroonians of goodwill were asking the question if the country has finally accepted the concept of skin bleaching, placing one skin type over another. Is it time to revisit or review the idea of skin bleaching in Cameroon? Nde Vanessa Shu.
The practice of skin whitening, which involves the reduction in the physiological pigmentation of the body skin by the cosmetic use of bleaching agents in Cameroon, is very common among women and more men nowadays. The 34-year-old businesswoman and parliamentarian Noran Fotsing, with the Cameroon Party for National Reconciliation (PCRN), has been at the center of backlash since the introduction of her bleaching drink, Boisson Embellissante Nourishka, the new brand of products launched in January 2022, which gives the skin a fair complexion, according to her explanation on an interview given to France 24. The Minister of Public Health, Manawuda Malachi, on Tuesday, August 9, 2022, called her attention on such drinks, adding that his ministry has never approved of the drink as per the 2007 law, and appeals to the responsibility and vigilance of the population to refrain from consuming such drinks which could seriously harm their health. The bleaching drink saga has pushed the business MP to close her agencies in Cameroon. Going by the 2020 statistics, 25 to 67% of Cameroonians are affected by skin bleaching, with the majority being the female gender. The drinks, as well as other whitening cosmetic products, are in high demand by women who crave to look younger and lighter in skin color, though many are yet to comprehend, with government silence, who signed the authorization for these products to be sold in markets, on what basis. With this growing desire to whiten the skin, numerous unlicensed cosmetic products are being branded on a daily in beauty shops, social media, and other marketing platforms. Seeking for a lighter skin tone has always drawn a major interest, as for centuries in Western societies, with the myth that fair or light skin color is a symbol of beauty, purity, sweetness, sex appeal, prominence, superiority, and higher social ranking. In all, bleaching comes with related side effects harmful to the body, according to dermatologists.
The people of Eboje and Cologne in the South region have gained national and international recognition for their resilience in the face of mass deforestation through the promotion of eco-tourism. Find out how these people have been able to cope in the midst of deforestation with Ate Bonaventure.
Cameroon's political, economic and social environment is conducive to gender equality and women's empowerment. The country signed most international and regional conventions and treaties on the protection and promotion of women's rights. Efforts have been visible for a better consideration of gender issues in the 2020-2030 National Development Strategy. The new 2020-2026 United Nations Space Command Defense Force was adopted in September 2021 with gender mainstream throughout and standalone gender outcome. The advancement of national agenda on gender equality faces several challenges, amongst which low dedicated financial and human resources, gender data gaps, and persistence of patriarchy and harmful norms, and the increased humanitarian needs. To respond to these challenges, UN Women is bringing its unique comparative advantage and its ability to leverage its triple mandate of normative support, UN coordination, and operational activities. Following the adoption of the new UNSDCF 2022-2026, the agency is implementing its new strategic notes with 4 priorities and contributes to the achievement of 4 outcomes stemming from the Cooperation Framework for Sustainable Development with Cameroon. By 2026, more people by age group, especially the most vulnerable, including refugees and IDPs, shall be able to use quality basic social services equitably and sustainably to realize their full human potential and enhance their social and economic well-being.
Today's discovery is a tour of the city of Bamako in Mali. Enjoy. Thanks for staying with us all through today's edition. See you tomorrow for last edition for this week. My name is Genda Pelgin Blanche King. Stay tuned for other interesting programs on DBS TV. Happy viewing and good night.